So Kristen is in charge of calling out the letter numbers. I'm in charge of calling out the list of terms. And I think away we go. So Kristen, spin those balls.
Okay. Thanks to my mother-in-law.
Oh, by the way, we should point out that both Kristen and I are wearing our green Barnard t-shirts. We're like the Bobbsey twins. And if there's anyone here who's too young to remember that reference, I invite you to.
Okay, everybody. First number is G as in goose, G59.
G59. G59, the Centennial Celebration in 1989. While in fact we were there. There was an enormous cake that I remember being very delicious.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I just want to note that Kristen raised her hand, so I want to make sure.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. I can't play.
You're good?
I can't play. I was just
No,
testing.
you're okay.
Sorry. But good
Okay.
eye. Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're not playing favorites here. Like they really are looking out for your thing. All right. Next number.
Oops. Remember. There we go. It is 66.
Oh, 66.
Yes.
Oh, 66, the Barnard Bulletin.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
actually, I think if it's still in print, a monthly magazine, which, you know, things change. Okay, next number.
I liked the Barnard Bulletin because when I ran for class president, they did a lot of good interviews, and you know, I liked it was good.
I actually wrote a column for the Barnard Bulletin on Barnard history.
There you go. Exactly. Which is good because you know, she who forgets history is doomed to repeat it. Okay. I-27.
I-27.
Oh,
Wearing
God.
flip-flops in the shower. I don't know if the cleanliness has improved over the years, but in order to avoid gross things on your feet, we used to wear flip-flops. I don't know if that is a common denominator among all the generations.
They have to be
Never know.
timeless.
Right. Foot disease is timeless.
Foot disease is timeless. It reaches. Foot disease brings us all together.
Oh, that's a. See,
There
this
were
is
no
writing
flip-
down these.
There were no
moments.
flip-flops in my
Flip-flops.
time.
Ah,
That's true.
Hardship.
Oh goodness.
all right. Next letter.
Okay, that's the thing. Someone should be writing these down. You know, foot disease is whatever. You know, these are good statements for the future. Okay, so we are at N45. N45.
N45, signing out of the
Signing
dorm.
Out of dorms.
So
I
for those of
remember
you
that.
who are post 1972 or 71,
Right.
before the Great Liberation, if you were a dorm student, in order to go
Yes.
out at night, you needed to sign out a waiver saying like you were going out and when you would be back and whatnot. And please, someone who actually did that, feel free to correct my description. Yes,
No, that's
Eleanor.
right. And we also had parietals. Does anybody remember those
Yes,
or know what they
parietal
are?
rules, which were basically challenged during the Linda LeClaire.
But it was our class. We came in the fall of '68, and we were signing in and out. We had parietals, and suddenly they were gone. All that stuff we got rid of. I say, but that was freshman year.
Right, there were dress codes, there were codes for, we'll get to some of them if we hit those numbers, but there were definitely codes to monitor behavior, ladylike behavior.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Did Columbia?
Eleanor, do you want to add?
The signing in and signing out also had to do with safety. They wanted to make sure if you were out in the city, that you got back.
Really?
Yep.
Do you think they checked
Yeah.
that? If you didn't sign back in, they would go out and.
They would set up an alert for you.
Oh, well, all right.
Did not know that. Well, we should bring it back. That's a good idea.
There you go. Everything old is new again. All right,
Okay,
next
okay.
letter number.
Okay, God, I need my reading glasses. 064.
Oh,
064.
Pizza Town. All right, this is a very specific time and place, but for those of us who were there, that was always my favorite pizza place. Better than I thought, better than Cornet, better than Familia, better than B&T's. I know it might be a minority
I
opinion,
don't know. V and
but I'm putting it out
T's.
there.
Where was it?
Really?
Where was Pizza Town?
It was between 112th and 113th, I believe.
Okay.
Pizza
I'm not even
Town.
sure what's there now.
On Broadway?
Yeah.
I loved Pizza Town.
Wait,
There we
who
go.
loved Pizza Town? Say your
I
name.
don't know. I live in the neighborhood. I don't remember that. Sorry. I'm
I
sure it
remember
was
when I
good.
came from Minnesota and I went to Cornet and got a piece, and I had never seen a slice of pizza that big in my entire life, and I thought I had like died and gone to heaven because it was like a buck. It was a buck, and it was like the size of your head. And I had a total like It was awesome.
A slice with, wow.
I
That's
know.
pretty
It was
good.
huge.
A very staple. I do remember that no one ever ordered in Pizza Town for midnight pizza. They always like went to Familia usually. Okay, next
Okay.
term.
I-22.
I-22, Liz's place. All right, one for the youngsters. This is a coffee / sandwich shop in the new, well, it's not new anymore, but in the student center, the Diana, which I understand is incredibly popular and is kind of the campus hangout at this point.
Who's Liz?
I don't know.
Liz.
Is there anyone who is young who would like to explicate who Liz is?
Liz's
Anyone?
coffee.
Bueller?
Who is
Bueller?
Liz?
We don't know, but apparently she makes a
gotta-
very good cup of coffee.
We have to find out.
Well, we're just gonna have to move on.
All
Okay.
right,
Wow.
G55.
G55. No running on the track in the gym while archery was
Yes,
mentioned.
because I took archery and sorry, folks, you didn't want to risk getting hit with it. Yeah. Not that we'd ever even shoot that far, but accidents can happen.
So alas, the gym is no longer, it's been decommissioned and
that's
is
sad.
now office space, but
That's
it
very
is firmly
sad.
remembered, I think, by all of us who
That's
had
very
a chance
sad.
to do stuff in
Yeah.
it.
I thought
All
that
right.
was timeless too.
Yeah. Next.
Listen, on a 4-acre campus, all real estate is precious. And so we're across the street now.
Not having a gym. What's
So
that?
where are we going? I-20.
Oh.
I-20.
I-20.
Oh, the magnolia tree.
Oh.
So the magnolia tree, apparently a hangover from the jungle, which we'll get to at some point, but beloved by
Yeah.
all, killed by administration that shall not be named.
Construction.
And alumni relations is all of a sudden going but rising like a phoenix, they had a cutting taken from the greenhouse and planted, and it is now seemingly thriving and beginning to bloom. So hopefully generations to come will enjoy its
Reincarnation.
shade and or sitting in its juicy leaves. That came out weirder than I expected it to. Okay.
Baby
Next.
tree, baby tree. Okay. N34. N34.
N34 Cafe per Tutti. Our very very naive introduction to like Italian cafe society, sort of.
Yeah, it was a
I
nice
think it's a
place.
burger place now or something. It became like a Mexican or like a Latin American place for a while. And it's had many iterations since it was actually cafe.
Yeah, right. It was a good place though.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one where it was like you had to go somewhere fancy in the neighborhood? That's where you went. It's like
That was
dressed
fancy.
up
It's in Italian. Of course, it's fancy. It's
Yeah.
Tablecloths. They're
Yeah.
tablecloths. My God. Okay, finally, something from the B column. We have B15.
B15,
15.
convocation. Convocation, which is now a yearly ritual to open the academic year. And there's an alumni parade as part of that, which is very exciting. So, and it's open to the alumni community. So please do, when we're allowed back on campus, please come on by if you're in town and watch the proceedings.
Or be in the parade.
Or you could be in the, you could represent your class in the parade of banners that used to be in the gym. That is no more. Okay. Next,
If you want to
see how it all
wait, if you
comes together.
see, this is good. If you want to represent your class, though, you know, do you have to be asked or can you volunteer? Like, how does that work?
You could probably volunteer through your
Yeah, you
class
can
officers.
volunteer.
Even better, you could be a class officer. We'll put a little plug for that, and are part of your class committee. So get involved, and you too can carry a banner in convocation.
Right.
All
And I
right.
just want to
Okay.
say that
Yes.
the archery, with the gym gone, the archery team now has to go up to the Nash building. Does anybody know where that is?
I
It's
have no idea.
132nd Street and Broadway. And it used to be
Wow.
an automobile factory for the Nash car company. And if you go through a secret door, you can see where they did, you know, the cars went down ramps and across floors, down ramps again, and the ramps are still there and all kinds of junk. So that's where the archery club has to practice because of no gym.
It's closer though where the rowers had to go. We go up to 208th Street. So, you know.
Well,
And have to
Wow.
get tetanus shots
And have to get tetanus shots. But I used to
in
row
case
for a
they
lot.
fell in. It was pre-clean water
Yes.
era.
but we used to have the gym.
That's good. No, it's jam.
I know.
I ain't mourning for the gym the whole time now.
I know.
Okay. We
All
have
right, next.
0. Oh, sorry, not 0. 74.
Oh, 74. The 125th celebration taking place
Oh, well,
25
yeah.
years after 1989, because now I can't do math.
So
But whatever that is. But also a very fine celebration of 125 years. of Barnard.
2014.
Thank you. I was an English
mind.
major. Math is not my strong suit.
Give the girl
Right.
a calculator for her gift.
I
Okay.
was counting on my fingers.
That's okay. That's okay. We all do.
We didn't see that part. It was down here.
Below the screen. Okay, B4, Bravo 4.
Oh
The-
yeah, the stacks.
The stacks.
X.
So when our friend Teresa came, she was the first of us to go into the stacks, and she came back and she gathered us all and she said, guys, you could die in there and no one would find you. Because
That's right.
it was just scary and creepy, and those stupid timers that always turned off at exactly the moment that was the most scary and awful.
And you're talking
So-
about the Columbia
The
staff.
Columbia stacks.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Lehman Library was very well lit.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it was very well lit.
Oh man.
Has anyone had sex in the, never mind. Never mind.
All right.
Okay.
Moving, keep it clean, Heschler.
N39.
N39.
39.
Rome phone. All
Why
right,
don't
this
we
is
know what
also
that
a
is?
generational thing. We
Explain
were the
that.
first. We were the first gang to have Rome phone. Before that, you either had your own phone in your room, or you had no phone at all, and you had a phone out in the hallway in a phone booth.
They still had those.
But now I guess everyone brings their own phone with them. so
But
so
what
no more
was
phone.
What was
And
wrong?
Rome phone came with Rome phone lady, who was, and it was also the precursor to like answering machines and forward viral things. I don't think I put the Little Mermaid on here because that was like, way too specific. But
Oh, Leora brought it up in the
I still don't get what they
there
are.
you go. Yes,
Did
Fred,
everyone
you were the
have-
Little Mermaid. Awesome. If you have
Okay,
no
so-
idea what we're talking about, if
Did you
someone
have a
on,
phone in your room?
if someone in alumni relations could just Google NPR, This American Life, Little Mermaid, there will probably be something that comes up, the greatest phone message ever made. And if you could just put that in the chat, and it is not safe for work, but I highly recommend that you listen to it and understand the power of the Rome phone.
Right, we feel great passion because the Rome phone was, you used to have an answering machine. The Rome phone was the campus provided electric phone. So you didn't get your own phone, you didn't have an answering machine. It was sort of like more of an office phone. So you would leave a voicemail on a chip, but it also allowed you to forward calls to other people. And sometimes people had left really interesting messages, and you would forward it, forward 4484, like, you gotta listen to this voicemail, and then it would forward. And some of these voicemails were so hysterical, the train in front of it was longer than the voicemail. But yeah, National Public Radio, they did a thing about a particular phone call that went around, that was big back in the early 90s or late 89.
You know that Fred's brother was in one of my classes at Columbia, and when that happened on campus that year, he was so embarrassed. Fred's brother was like this athlete. He was on the rowing team, big, muscular, whatever, and his brother and his mother's message was going all over campus and turned into a techno dance, whatever. His brother was so embarrassed. It was like,
Yes.
Yeah, and you got to Google it because it's a combination of the message, the words that she said, and how she says it. Because she's like, she's calling from wherever she lives. She has a really strong accent. She's like, you left your book in La Jolla, but then the message that she gives to her son becomes, it's a classic. It's a classic.
Yes. Here, I am going to put this in the chat.
Yes, I'd like to know what that is.
It was way before things went viral. This went viral.
Right.
It was way before the internet, and this went viral.
Yeah. Wow.
This was how they disseminated information on campus, where if there were announcements, something coming up, they would just spam everybody so that you had these messages on your phone. So it was
not the one with like Bust a Move or the one that went around. Oh gosh.
Well, someone did a remix of Fred's mother's original message that became some sort of techno dance thing.
Oh, wow. Fred actually ran for president last year.
Yes, he did.
Apparently.
Who's Fred?
So Fred is the guy who left a message for his mother and then who was not there when she called back, and she left a message, a rather unprintable message for him. And that is what sparked this whole thing, because he thought it was funny, forwarded it to a few friends, and then they forwarded it to a few friends. And very soon the entire Columbia campus knew about Fred and his big mistake.
Well, and also she was commenting, his outbound messages wasn't just like, hi, I'm not here, leave a message. He was in love with The Little Mermaid and the movie. And the song, the movie. And so
the cartoon.
The cartoon, and he like was singing it. And so his outbound message was about The Little Mermaid, and she took umbrage at him and his outbound message, and just the book being in La Jolla. So,
Anyway, the chat,
I
advise you click on the link, check out Buddy Picture, I think is the name of the segment, and enjoy.
Okay.
All right,
well,
Kristen,
honestly, you may all think it's not that funny, but for us, it's like a visceral reaction.
was very funny.
Okay. 69. Oh, 69.
69. The College Inn, which was the slightly fancier old-time diner than, I don't know, other diners in the area.
It's where I met my husband.
Tom's had that kind of like divey vibe. College Inn was a little more.
I met my husband.
Who met their husband? Yeah.
I did. I met my husband at a study break with some other friends. He was at Columbia Engineering, and we met at the College Inn.
Oh my
Wow.
When was it?
Something years ago.
Yay.
Did you have that on your list? I hope.
I did.
Woohoo!
Also had Tom's, which is my favorite place, but we did meet at the
Right.
All right, come on, Kristen. Let's see if we can bring up Tom's as well.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Muted.
I'm muted. Oh my God. Oh my God. N40. N40.
And
40.
40.
The infamous
nice.
all-nighter.
Nah.
So I used to pull all-nighters all the time, but my
Need my
freshman year roommate, who shall remain nameless because we love her now, and but she used to like to go to bed early, like at 10 o'clock. My biggest success, I feel like, in college was that by our senior year, she actually was calling me at like 1 a.m. Yes. But she liked to go to bed early, and I used to be a procrastinator. I still am a procrastinator, and I had a typewriter. So she used to like basically kick me out to the hallway of Reed, so that I would sit on the floor and have to type my all-nighters.
Yes.
And I got to know the night security guard like really well.
Just clack, 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 clack. That'd be crazy.
Like, you here again? Yes, I'm here again.
Yeah. I-24. I-24.
I-24. Speaking cereal at a dining hall.
Yes. I
Which
used
for
to
some reason
see.
was like illegal. I'm not really sure.
Snuck
They
out
had
a whole
a lot of
tray.
cereal.
I
Wait,
used to
Sarah, what
sneak
did
the
you say?
juice cans. Remember they had juice cans?
I don't think we had
Little
juice
cans
cans.
of Musselman's apple juice. And I put them on the balcony. I had
That's
a
very
balcony.
specific.
We got
Yeah.
excited about Captain Crunch was a big
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
because my parents would never buy Captain Crunch. But
No, not in a
that
million
was a
years.
big thing.
But you had to get your bowl past the security lady, like the lady who checked your ID when you came into the dining hall. So like people were like hiding cereal under their shirts and things, and like trying to, or like in a cup, like, oh, it's just a cup of apple juice.
Or
That
it's a Ziploc. Okay,
Then the
next
best was
one.
with all the extra leftover cereal at the end of the week, they would make Rice Krispies treats, except it wouldn't be like just Rice Krispies, it would be like Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch,
Oh, I already did.
which was totally awesome. Okay, next number.
Okay, sorry. B1.
B1. So
B1.
Mama Joy's, which I did not know about, but Michelle Lynn is shaking her head. Apparently the premier sandwich joint
Absolutely.
of the 1970s
Yes,
And
absolutely.
80s. And
and
80s.
80s.
It was the best place to get a hero sub, whatever
Yeah.
they were called.
Yeah. Right.
And you had to walk a little bit further than the other sub shop, but it was well worth it.
Yeah. What
Now,
was that
wait, where
called?
was it exactly? It was very unclear from a recent Facebook discussion of where it was.
It was
It's
between
on
College
Broadway.
and.
Okay,
College and
wait, one at a
Monmouth, I
time.
think.
So someone raise their hand and say where it was. Or Michelle, all right.
I think
We'll
it was
see.
between like College and Tom's. I think it was on Broadway,
Yeah.
on that
All
side of
right,
Broadway.
Cheryl is
Yeah.
nodding.
Like
Wow,
that's
112,
still-
113.
They still have a big deli section. They have a pastry section. It's just like a
Yeah.
small supermarket.
You know that there's that kind of a supermarket.
Yeah, it's sort of a supermarket with a
It's
deli.
now. It's diagonally across from like the
On the east side of Broadway. Yeah.
Oh, is it that like specialty store now? that we
Yeah,
got?
yeah,
Yeah. They have good pastries and cookies. and-
Yeah.
What's my new place?
But yes, according to Facebook, Mama Joy's was the place to get a sub
Yes.
or a hero, depending on where you live.
Yes.
Next,
It was.
number
Or Joy's,
and
of course.
letter.
N31.
N31.
Yes, of
Oh, the
course.
limited West End.
Of course. Now Hex Games.
I know,
Oh, you
which
mean
now
it's
like
not
a
there anymore? The West
no,
It's
it
not
came to an
there.
ignominious end.
Oh.
Well, Hex is, playing board games. You can go in there and play any board game you want.
Yeah, but
And they have
still,
some food. But still, I know.
But
The
still.
West End.
I mean, that was a institution.
And all they
I mean,
had
that
was
along with
historic
chock full of
markers.
nuts until it left. It seemed like, the anchor of that and Mondo chocolate.
The West End, it's historical.
Yeah.
I think it's funny
Right.
because when I went to business school in 96 to 98, everybody wanted to go drinking at the West End. And I'm just like, are you kidding? Of all the, like, they like loved it. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so over that. But anyway, old and jaded as I am. Okay, I-30.
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 Ooh, the Beau parlors. Do we have anyone here who is old enough to remember the Beau parlors? I don't think
parlors?
so. So the Beau parlors, I am
three.
reliably informed from classes of the 1950s, were these like little nooks in Brooks Hall where you could take your boyfriend and canoodle like in semi-privacy.
Well, yeah.
I still think that somewhere on this list is the 3 feet on the floor rule. I'm pretty sure that's still applied in the Beau parlors, but it gave you like a little bit of hiding from prying eyes.
Leverage.
More intimate conversations.
Yeah, is that what the kids are calling it these
Conversations,
days? Conversations.
right.
I'm not new.
Believe
All
it or
right,
not,
okay.
I once, they had a little kitchen in Brooks, where the parlors were, just off the parlor. I actually made dinner once there for my boyfriend.
Wow.
In that kitchen.
Yeah.
But then, did anybody else even know it was there? I mean,
So.
it
Yeah,
was
it was
really
used
rude.
for teas. It was used for when they used to have teas in Brooks Hall.
I actually
Yep.
made dinner.
I like living in Brooks. Brooks felt more elegant than your other
Yeah.
dorms.
All right,
Those were tiny.
63.
Oh,
Sorry,
What is it?
63.
Oh,
The grand
yes,
tradition
the
of finding the
owl.
owl in the alma mater statue.
Owl!
Bingo!
Of course.
No bingo.
No
Just
bingo, no
owl.
bingo.
Just owl.
There's an
Yeah.
owl monument.
Just the owl.
All
Do
right.
you all know about the owl? Does anybody need to know about
Does
understand what
everyone
the
know
owl
about
is?
the owl? Now wait, but the owl, didn't the
yeah.
finding the owl change meaning? Like, wasn't it if you found it, you'd get married at some point, or then if you found it, you'd be first in your class or something? Am I
I don't
making that up?
know the significance of it.
Am I making that up? All
Does
right, maybe I'm
everybody
making
does everybody know where the owl is? I always love
Yeah.
asking people.
Do we,
Okay.
all right, are we doing
Any,
spoiler
any of
alerts?
your youngers don't know where the owl? Fine, you have to keep looking.
All right, figure it out for
Oh, shit.
yourselves. All right, next.
What am I at? Oh yeah, really. We want you to suffer. Oh, 61. Oh,
61. Checking mail on Jake.
What's
Um,
Jake?
So
Jake
Jake,
is Barnard.
again, we alas do not have the representatives from the 50s and very early 60s. So Jake was, when you walk into Barnard Hall, and now it's sort of covered up with mats, but there's like a big plaque that says dedicated to Jacob Schiff. So that's Jake. So Jacob Schiff was the Barnard trustee who gave a large sum of money to build Barnard Hall, which was originally called Students Hall, which they thought they should name, that like people in general thought it should be named for Jacob Schiff, but because Jacob Schiff was Jewish, Virginia Gildersleeve not so down with that idea. So they named it Students Hall. It eventually became Barnard Hall, but the students remembered and the students honored Jacob Schiff by calling his plaque Jake. And it was a meeting place,
Right.
where
Meet
you
you
would
on
say,
Jake.
meet me on Jake.
Yeah.
And also especially for commuters, that was the place also where the security booth is now inside Barnard Hall used to be the mail room. So you would go to Jake to check your mail.
Here, class of 63, I know all about that. This is wonderful. I'm not playing, but I'm loving the anecdotes.
Fantastic.
Good,
Thank you for confirming. If I get anything
I want
wrong,
to say about parietals that my daughter went to Barnard and told me you were nothing if you didn't have a man living in your room. So
I can confirm that is true because my next door neighbors in Hewitt in a single were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I was like, I knew everything about their relationship. Let's just put it that way.
God. And I thought when someone had a cat in their dorm room, that was
We
bad.
did, and
Really?
mice. We had a lot of animals on our freshman year floor.
Well, if you have mice. it's
None
good.
of them
Intentional
legal.
animals, not like, vermin. Okay, next one.
Okay. B, what? You don't want to talk about your cat? B.
It wasn't my cat. Well, I want to clarify, it was not my cat.
No, it wasn't your cat. That's a 9. I need readers. B9. B9.
B9.
Right.
I remember
B9
those.
blue books.
Yes, blue books.
Do you all remember, well, not all, but those
Exams.
old enough to remember, the blue books were the early incarnation of the student handbook. Originally, way back in the day, like turn of the 20th century, it was actually published by the YWCA,
If you want to eat something.
but eventually became published by the student government and was so called literally because it was a blue book cover.
I
Well,
thought
they-
blue books were the exam
Yeah.
books that you
Yeah,
got.
that's what I thought.
No,
Finals.
you're right. I'm
That's
sorry.
Alright,
Forgive
I'll-
me. That is actually what I intended, but somehow I went off of my history thing. You're right. Blue books.
Exam books.
For
Exam.
exams.
Okay.
But
Okay.
also, just to say, it's like what's the word when something is spelled the same but means something different? Has two meanings. I don't know.
Then-
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Blue books are also the early student handbook. But in fact, right here,
Okay.
I meant the exam books. So
Quick.
Sorry.
We'll go to a
As a
number.
reminder, yeah.
next
good
number,
job.
quick.
Next number. I-17.
I-17. Big
We did
sub.
say-
Again, a modern
sub.
invention.
Eh,
They have a submarine sandwich, not from Mama Joy's, alas.
Where's
That goes literally like all over Lehman Lawn and the campus practically, and everybody gets to slice. I believe they have a kosher one as well. And I understand
Where
though
do you
that most
get
people grab their sub and leave, to be
Where do
honest.
they get those?
But it is a thing, and apparently it is a much loved tradition. I think when they went virtual, they actually had people make their own sandwiches and post pictures of it on Instagram and stuff.
Where was the big sub? I'm not familiar.
Big sub is, what number was that? That is I-17.
I-17.
But
I think she said, no, it was a
where
big,
did
it was a
you get it?
sandwich. It was like a
Oh.
study break
Where'd you
sandwich
get
on
it?
Lehman Long. Oh, the school would bring it. This was in the
Oh.
night. This was after we
And
were
this is
gone. So the
now,
school
this
would-
is like from the
Or-
2000s onward.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
exactly when it started, but
Yeah,
we did not have big sub. We had like
we did not have.
frappuccino
bagels.
cookies and Hewitt.
I'm
So-
pretty
Out of
sure I remember
cookies.
it. So
Do
it
you?
probably, yeah, so it was between your time and my time then. I do
Oh,
remember
wow,
something
okay.
that may not have been when I was in my early years, because I was out at 1/10 my senior year, but I think I remember seeing this and thinking, this is ridiculous. I'm like, how do
There you
I have
go.
this image in my head? Like this really long sub. It must have
Fantastic.
existed.
It's a lot of
Right.
carbs. Okay. G46.
G46. Oh, chock full of nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Late
yeah.
lamented chock full of
Yeah.
nuts, which left after our freshman year. A moment of silence for chock full of nuts.
Yeah.
Whose
was
memory was
fantastic.
desecrated by a terrible 1950s hamburger joint called Ricky's for 2 years. And I'm pretty sure if the wind goes in the right direction, you can still smell the grease from it. And then was replaced by newly beloved institution, Ollie's Noodle Shop, which then burned down a few years ago and is now, I'm sort of sad to say, a Shake Shack. So
Franchise. Oh, well.
we're sorry on your behalf. We are sorry, chock full of nuts.
Yeah.
They had good coffee.
Yes,
And Ollie's
the
had good
donuts.
noodles.
Chock full of nuts was a hangout, and it was famous for the Greek coffee cups that stayed on
yeah.
forever.
And for some sort of donut thing that you, like a beignet.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, and the nutty
Bread,
cheese
bread.
sandwich. Yes,
Bread.
Michelle, that is, and this goes back. I mean,
Yeah, the
literally, you talk
nutty
to
cheese.
alums from the 50s, and they're all like, oh, those sandwiches and the
Nutty
donuts and the
cheese,
orange
yeah.
drink and the
Yeah.
Date nut
So-
cheese and cream
sort of
cheese.
the Proust Madeleine of Morningside Heights.
I
All
lived
right.
upstairs.
Did
on
you
my
really?
freshman year, the last year.
Wow.
Never
Did you
went
have an
in. though.
inn?
Huh?
Did
What
you have
is
like
it?
an inn with the chock full of nuts people? Like, did you have a steady supply of donuts?
I've never went. I went to my freshman, dining hall
Oh yeah,
dollars.
bummer.
Yeah.
That's cheaper. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what do we
All right.
got? B6. B6.
E6.
B6,
Millbank.
Millbank Hall. Millbank
Well,
Hall, the oldest building on campus and home to
Campus. It's where the offices are.
classrooms and when we were there, the admissions office
right.
and all the
in.
dean's offices and what have you, which have all, I think, now scattered to the winds. So, all right, next.
Had the theater also.
Yes,
That's
actually
right.
built in 3 distinct buildings, Fisk, Millbank, and Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff was the theater, later named for someone else on this list of Minor Latham, who was a theater professor. So, all right.
Don't they have the
Next.
greenhouse on Millbank too?
They do have the
They
greenhouse
do.
on top of Millbank, yes.
Yeah.
The greenhouse, the original greenhouse, I think used to be actually on top of Fisk, which is the one closer to
Claremont.
yes, thank you.
I had my senior
Brinkerhoff.
picture, my senior photo for the yearbook taken in the greenhouse. I think it
There
was
you
the
go.
only time I ever went
Oh,
there.
fun. Yeah, the only time I went there was during reunion. I didn't even know it existed, kind of thing. Or the babysitting and the career center and the job board was down Millbank Fisk corner.
And career services, yeah, career services was there
services.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had my next door neighbor, either junior or senior year, I don't remember which, actually worked in the greenhouse. And the only reason I knew that is because I finally had to knock on her door and please ask her to please stop playing Nancy Sinatra's "These Boots Were Made for Walking" on like repeat at a very loud volume all the time.
Rona, what floor
Yes.
was the English department on in Millbank? Does anybody remember?
It wasn't well, at least not when we were there. The English department was on the 4th floor of Barnard Hall.
Barnard Hall. That's right.
It
Thanks.
might, at some point it might have been in Millbank. I mean, at some point all the departments were in Millbank, but
I
took
need
Spanish
that
there.
for the moth. I need that for the moth storytelling. So anyway.
okay.
Oh.
There you
Fun.
go.
Isn't the
Just a
president's
little
office
plug,
in
the moth
Millbank?
is happening
That's a little
tomorrow.
plug. Yeah.
And our committee member and dear colleague, Marilyn Tucker, is a class of 1970. There, as Glinda Wand is going to be hosting it. So do join in.
Oh, yeah.
All
It's a
right.
good event, good storytelling. Okay, we will get through one game, I promise. N41. N41.
N41.
The
Ooh,
Lucerne?
the Lucerne.
This is the longest bingo game.
I know. Well, do you remember when we did it for our class? We literally got through
Right.
one game as well.
It's true.
So the Lucerne,
Explain
again,
that.
for youngsters, well, you may actually know it if you live in New York. It was recently in the papers for a kerfuffle over homeless men being housed there. It used to be a Barnard dorm for a while. It was down on, what is it, down on like 86th Street or something. So it's
Really?
like far from campus.
It's like
I
the
remember
ghetto,
my
the
freshman,
ghetto of housing. Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, when I came from my prospective student weekend, it was the weekend of the housing lottery, and there were like these girls sitting on the steps of Barnard Hall crying. And I asked my host, like, why are they crying? And she said, oh, because they're sophomores and they had terrible numbers in the lottery and now they have to live in the Lucerne. And so eventually I think we sold the Lucerne. It became a fancy schmancy luxury hotel for a while. And now it is not. So there you go. The rise and fall of the Lucerne.
Crazy. Okay, B13. B13.
Lucky 13.
Oh, Doris Miller in Student Life, who was there for
Doris.
Doris was awesome. For those of you who never knew Doris, Doris was like the den mother of, I don't know, anyone who showed up into the Student Life office, basically.
It's B13, by the way, not B14. Yep, there you go.
Yes, B13. Doris Miller.
B13. Chat had
Oh,
B14. So
sorry.
yeah.
Your life having to do with what? If you had issues with, want to talk to somebody about, or what was
She
student
was just,
life?
she was like a problem solver and she was super sweet and
Well, when I was senior class president, I had come and I hadn't gone through the sort of I got elected because I was new and different and didn't come through the steps of student government. But I was also kind of clueless. And Doris was like the woman, okay, now we need, you think about doing study breaks and this is what you do. And this is where the printer is. And this is who you talk to. And if you need a liquor license, she like told every year, she's telling everybody how to make student life better. And student life was unlike the student government, which was student government stuff. Student life was like the parties or study breaks or, they're behind the sort of the movie night or festivities or, things like that. So Doris was sort of the source. Their office was just amazing a source because every year they get a bunch of new clueless people who don't know what to do and they just teach them again. And she's like the heartbeat of campus. I mean, she was I don't know if she's here, but I think she's still alive. She was a beautiful.
Yeah. I think she
soul.
retired a few years ago and is now living. I think she moved down south.
Yeah, she's a rock star.
She also, if any or all of you are on the super secret Barnard Facebook page, bold beautiful Barnard alumni, that is a tribute to Doris, who would send around roam phone messages starting with "Good morning, bold beautiful Barnard women," and that's where that title came from.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Okay, G58.
G58.
Goose.
Brooks Living Room.
Hey.
Designed by Elsie DeWolf. Just FYI, the famous sort of turn of the century feminist and designer.
Oh. She designed Brooks Nooks.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Sorry,
This is where there was a weekly tea for Barnard students at 4 o'clock.
Did someone have to pour?
I remember the resident director pouring. She was an older lady with gray hair that was pulled back in a bun. And I don't remember.
That describes a lot of people.
So cool.
They used to just play piano in there, but they didn't use it that much, So okay, N32. Yeah. Oh my God, it's 11:50. We will finish this game. Okay, N32.
N32 Midnight Breakfast. Again, another of the newer things. I see Marcy hand pump there. Midnight breakfast is the night before finals begin. The administration and staff serve the students breakfast food at around in the middle of the night. So there are pancakes and eggs and waffles and things. And I have to say that sounds like a huge improvement over the stale cookies and like fruit punch that they left out in Hewitt Dining Hall for us to find.
Yeah, we wasn't even
serving it. They just kind of threw it on the table.
I never.
What was the night that the bands would go around and play
That
it? Like
is Org Night, which is also on this list. That was the night before the organic chemistry final.
That's it.
But there were other occasions, and they were called Panty Raids. The Columbia Marching Band would go into the Brooks Hewitt Reed complex or outside, and they'd start
the embattled marching band, which has been
but you were supposed to throw your underwear at the window for the boys below. Oh my God.
Yep.
Don't get rid of good underwear.
Was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of your old holy underwear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mismatch socks.
Well, yeah, now that it's like mixed gender, I'd be like, no, give me a nice pair.
B5. The aforementioned Coronet pizza with pizza slices the size of your head.
Bingo.
Michelle.
Good.
Home on like the very.
Okay, wait.
We have to confirm.
Okay.
There will be a moment of confirmation.
Read back your numbers, please.
P1, B9,
Wait,
B5.
okay. B1, hang on, I'm going B1, B9.
Yeah.
B5,
Okay.
B4,
Yep.
B6.
Wow.
Wow.
You are legit. You are legit.
So what
Okay, well,
prize does she win? What kind of swag does she get?
Free tuition.
I'm not
Just
sure,
kidding.
Georgiana Poindexter. I think it might be a surprise. Sort of like when you used to go to the dentist and they used to have like a big, remember those big frog things that people would throw things in? Never mind. All right.
Treasure chest, treasure
Michelle Lynn, if you will please send to Georgiana Poindexter, who I'm sure actually has your email, but who of your email address, she will make sure that you receive your lovely prize.
Oh, that closed.
Well, we do
Thank
not have
you.
time, I guess, to start another game. This seems to be about par for the course with Barnard Bingo, I will say. We did this for our class and we pretty much had the same result of one game got done and a lot of laughing and reminiscing. So I thank you all.
Well, let me ask you this.
We can
we
keep
just-
playing and see who comes in second and they
Why
can
don't
get some
we? Well,
flag.
yeah.
Oh. That's a good idea. All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
Going till
All
the
right,
top
Michelle
of the
Lynn, you
hour.
are no longer actively playing.
Okay.
073. 073.
Okay.
073, the glow in the dark clock on Sulzberger Hall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Installed facing uptown, which
Yes.
was sort of weird because like no one was ever coming from that direction really.
Not really.
I gotta say
So-
they were a little more relaxed about security in the early years because if you couldn't necessarily get in, the elevator would go up to the floor and you could only get to the lobby. But sometimes right after they had a party up there, then you could still go up there and either take food or sometimes I would sneak out the windows and go stand on the little balcony. And that was, you had to be kind of, I don't think I could do it now. My boobs are too big, but you got to slide out and then you can see the view.
Okay.
So, okay, next number. G57.
G57.
Senior thesis.
Senior thesis.
What
the
a
ultimate
pleasant moment.
all-nighter event. I remember somebody coming by, we were all sitting
Logging through.
inside and she was saying, I have not taken a shower in 4 days. I haven't changed my clothes in 4 days.
Oh my God.
All right,
I feel-
next.
I just wanted to say, I feel very
wait.
positive. Oh, no, am I mute?
Take,
Oh, you want to keep going, keep going.
No, go
oh
ahead. go
no,
ahead, Meryl.
Marcy, no, Marcy's got her hand up.
Oh. For bingo?
Yeah.
All right.
So what we're doing is that we're building on the previous game, right? So
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
Good.
All right.
More winners.
all right,
Read it
can you
off.
check my numbers? Okay.
Yes.
B15,
B15.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, okay.
I20,
Okay.
Yeah.
bingo space,
Yeah.
G57,
G57. Yep.
and O74.
And 074.
All
Give the
right.
ladies some swag.
I'm also a MacApp highlighter. I don't know if you can read it, but it says good luck on finals or something like that.
Ah.
Good. Winner.
Awesome.
Somebody
Awesome.
dinner.
We approve of the practical use of swag. That is awesome. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Should
I think
I
we may
just read
actually have to
numbers
call it
or
a.
everybody? Yeah, we gotta let the staff go to the next event. I
We
think.
gotta let the staff go to the next thing. So just to let you know, the next thing actually on the docket of Reunion Reimagined is the State of the College, which will be live with President Bylock. That starts at 1:30. And I hope you all had fun at the inaugural, edition of this event. And my thanks to
Banter is
Kristen and her Vice
Bison.
hat for helping along with the festivities and to alumni relations. And congratulations to the winners. Again, Marcy, just don't forget to send your email to Georgiana. And have a great rest of Reunion, everyone. This
Thanks
has been
for
a lot of
organizing
fun.
this.
Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. I think we should make
Terrific job. Terrific.
an
Thank you.
Great job, Rona, and both of you, Kristen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great banter along
With-
with the bingo.
Yeah, let's
We
keep
Very
this
good.
going. The
Good
students
ideas.
have a
Keep her
reunion.
banter.
Next time, everybody wears hats.
There you go. We should have put that in the
Oh,
instructions.
yeah, right.
Or a Greek goddess costume.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. This was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
care,
Thanks a
everyone.
lot. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for speaking up too, everybody. Woo.
Okay, this was lots of fun.